Okay, class. So for the next topic, we have the second part of phrasal verbs number 2. So number 16, give up. Stop having or doing something. Okay. Now here we have she has finally given up smoking. Okay, she stopped smoking. It is stop at 100% some activity, not a 50%, not a 10%, but 100% stopping doing something. Okay, 17 means or equals be the parts that from something, often used in the passive with of. Okay, make up. Women make up 46% of the employees here. Here, the employees here are 46% of women. Okay, that's pretty easy. This class is made up entirely of boys. Um, entirely of boys is this class made up. Okay, we can change the places. We can kind of like play with the sentences. People who can speak English make a quarter of the world's population. Okay, so we make up. They are, okay, a quarter of the world's population. People who can speak English are a quarter of world's population. 18. End up. And equals finally do or be something, especially when you don't expect it. Okay, so for this phrasal verb, we need a background, and this is something that we don't expect. It's also a plot twist. Okay, so we ended up going back home because it was raining so hard. So it is logic that they must uh, come back home because it's really bad weather. Next one, they ended up passing the last exam, even though they failed all the other exams. So it was almost impossible, but it was very surprising that they ended up passing the exam. Okay, then be careful. You will end up without a job if you are rude to your boss. So if you are rude to your boss, you will end up without a job. So be careful. And number 19, the verb is the verb get back. And as I mentioned in some classes, presential classes, get back is used in a song by the Beatles, and it means arrive somewhere again, especially your home. To plus place, to your home. She went back to Paris last night. So she usually lives in Paris, so she got back. Okay, because that's home for her. What time did you get back yesterday? So I'm asking, for example, my brother or my sister, what time did you get back yesterday? Because we live in the same house, and that's why I'm asking in that way. We got back very late because their train was delayed. So because our transport was delayed, we got back to the city very late because we live in that city. That's our hometown. 20. Look up, raise your eyes. So we're looking to the ground and then look up. It's the action to look to something in the top of something or higher than us. For example, she looked up from her computer and asked a question. So she was looking to his computer, and then someone in front of her raising asked something, and then she looked over her computer and looked at that person. I call his name, but he didn't look up. So because he was, I don't know, doing something else and he was distracted, he didn't look up. Okay, next one, number 3. John looked up from his book when Julie came in. So in this image, we can see that John was reading a book and then Julie came in and then he looked up. Okay, 29. 21, sorry. Figure out. Think about until you understand. Think, 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 and think. So you are going to repeat this action. You need to think very carefully until you understand. You need to repeat this process until you understand, or plan. More common in USA. Plan. Okay? Figure out, it's to arrange a plan or a meeting, for example. Let's figure out how we can get to London very early in the morning. Let's find out, or let's plan, how can we get to London very early in the morning. She could figure out why he had left. She couldn't uh, understand why he had left. Okay, so figure out can also meaning understand. He finally figured out that the cat must have broken the plate. So he was thinking and thinking, and then he finally uh, arrived to a logic conclusion that the cat was uh, the one that broke the plate. Number 22, sit down. Change from standing to sitting. Okay, so this is a position change. Do please sit down. Okay, so I'm asking you to sit down because you are standing, and then I want you to sit. Just sit down. Do please sit down. Next one, she sat down, that's the past, and took out her book. So she was standing and then she sat down and took out her book from her bag, or I don't know, from behind behind his bag, or I don't know, anywhere else. Okay, under his table. There's a lot of options that we can say, talk about. The children sat down in rows and crossed their legs. Okay, this is they sat down because an activity they were doing. 23. Get up. Change from laying down or sitting to standing. It is more casual than stand up. Okay, so if you want to talk formally, you use stand up. But if you want to talk in a family way, like more informal, not formal, informal way, get up is the correct for you. Then she got up when we arrived. So she was sitting and she stood up. Okay? I don't want to get up. It is so comfortable sitting here. So because I'm kind of lazy, I don't want to get up. Okay, I don't want to change my position from laying to sitting, or from laying to standing, or from sitting to standing. Okay? What are you doing on the floor? Get up. This is an order. Okay? I'm not asking you, I'm ordering you to do what I'm doing. This is a question that we must that we must ask, but I'm ordering you at the end to get up because maybe you are laying on the ground or sitting on the floor. I want you to get up and do what I say. 24. Take out. Remove from a container. Plus of before a noun. She took the letter out. Okay, here is very important to take note of this. Take will be divide. In between take and out, here, this space, we're going to put our noun. Okay, so she took the letter out. This is one of the modal verbs that has more changes, or a big change, because it's going to be divided between, this is the noun is going to be located in the middle of these two verbs. For example, she took the letter out of the envelope. Okay, because she wanted to read the letter, she took the letter out of the envelope. Next one. I will take the sweets out of the box and put them under the Christmas tree now. So I will take the sweets out. Okay, take the sweets out of the box and put them under the Christmas tree now. He took his clothes took his clothes out of the suitcase and put them away in the wardrobe. Okay, he's like kind of organizing his closet, his wardrobe, and that's why he was doing that. Number 25, come on, which means we say this to encourage someone to go faster or to try harder. Okay, this is actually very common in sports, when we are cheering someone to do it better, to go harder, to try faster, to go faster, to try harder. Same thing. So come on, you are going to be left behind. So someone is in a race, and because he was not like kinda doing or trying very hard, he's at the last place, okay, or behind someone, like in second place. Come on, don't worry, it is all going to be fine. So you don't have to worry. I'm cheering on you up because even if you lost the match, there's no problem. It is all going to be fine. She kept telling me to come on, but I was already going as fast as I could. So she was cheering me a lot, but I couldn't go any faster because that was the most that I could. Okay. 26, go down, which means move to a lower place. 2 plus place. She started to go down the stairs. So she was in the top, and then she went um, to a lower place. Okay, we went down to the cafe and brought some coffee. Sorry for this little problem, but it's cafe. So we went down to the cafe and brought some coffee because the cafe was in a second floor, and then we went up, we bought some coffee, and then we brought some coffee with us to the first floor. Next one, let's go down to the cellar and see if we can find some books. Okay, we are trying to find some books. We were in the top, and then now we are in the first floor. Okay, 27, show up. Arrive at or come to an event, meeting, especially if there is something surprising. Okay, we all went to the party, but Lucy didn't show up. So we were in the party, we expect Lucy to come, but she didn't show up. Okay, so she didn't arrive to the event or to the party. He showed up at the meeting 2 hours late. Julie was very angry. So finally he showed up. He arrived to the event, but very late, 2 hours late. I wonder if John's going to show up today. He didn't come last time. I'm wondering if he's going to arrive today because he doesn't like to come, or he didn't attend last time. So it is logic that maybe he's not going to show up today. 28, take off, remove clothes or jewelry. Okay, I took off my coat because it was very hot. So because it was very hot, I took off my coat. She always takes off all her rings before she goes to bed. Okay, she takes off all her rings. That's jewelry, rings, uh, it's something, colors, everything related to that. Is it okay to take off my shoes? Take off my shoes. So I'm going to a Japanese traditional house. Is it okay to take off my shoes? Yes, it is correct. It is good to take off in a Japanese traditional house or Korean house, for example. 29. Workout. Think about until you understand. Plan. More common in UK. Workout. We need to work out how to get to the wedding. We need to think how to arrive to the wedding, or how we need to plan how to get to the wedding. Okay, we need to plan how to get to the wedding. She couldn't work out how the bird had gone into the living room. She couldn't she couldn't think how the bird had gone into the living room because she doesn't have any windows in his living room open, so that's how she doesn't know. She she can't figure out, or she couldn't. I don't know why the car won't start, but I will work it out. Okay, work it out. It is for that thing. Okay, but I will work out. I will try to understand how the car didn't work, didn't start, didn't start. Okay, workout also can means do exercise. Okay, that depends on the context, but that's also another meaning. Good. 30, and that's everything for this. Then you have phrasal verbs exercise 2. 30, stand up. Change from lying or sitting to standing. Less casual than get up. So stand up is way, way, way more informal than get up. Okay? Please stand up when the queen comes in. Please stand up. It is important. Okay? So if you are sitting, stand when the queen comes in. She finished her coffee, stood up, and left the restaurant. This is actually used when we are reading literature, some books, and this happens. Like this is a description of a moment in a book or a situation. He stood up to let an old man have a seat. Okay, we are describing a situation where this man or this guy, this teenager, stood up and let an old man have a seat because that's the right thing, that's the logical thing. So the here it is in past. Okay, stand up, stood up, and that's pretty much what are we going to see in this video. Um, Keep doing your work. Exercise number 7, phrasal verbs. Exercise 2. Okay. So you have about 30 examples, and then for the next class, we're not going to see reported speech. We're going to see every single tense that we are going to need for reported speech and passive voice. Thank you so much, and keep doing your homework.